Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. You're watching What You Need.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some of your video requests, because some of you guys have asked me to do some videos on certain fighters, okay, and certain matches, and I really want to do that, so I'm going to get to those right now, okay? Shout out to J Dill. J Dill asked me to compare Timothy Bradley's performance against Manny Pacquiao in his first fight compared to his second fight. So let me get into that right now. Now, let me address Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley. Now, in front of you, you're seeing some photographs of both fights. You're seeing Timothy Bradley when he fought Manny Pacquiao in the first fight, which is like this one here, and this one here, and this one here. And then you see him when he fought in the second fight. This is him in the second fight here. Now, what I'm going to say first of all, the first fight, Timothy Bradley boxed Manny Pacquiao. Now, Timothy Bradley basically lost the earlier rounds of the fight, but when he came to the middle to the late rounds of the fight, that's when Timothy Bradley actually took over that fight and won it. Now, a couple of things you need to understand is Timothy Bradley actually fought Manny Pacquiao the first time, like how Floyd Mayweather Jr. fought Manny Pacquiao recently. And there are a lot of similarities between Timothy Bradley fighting Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fighting Manny Pacquiao. If you look at Timothy Bradley in that fight, he actually wore the same kind of clothing that Floyd Mayweather was wearing, gold and black. On top of that, Timothy Bradley utilized check hooks when Manny Pacquiao was coming in. He fought off of the jab, doubling it and tripling it. He also used footwork and actually turned Manny Pacquiao in a clockwise fashion so that he could find lead for dominance on Manny Pacquiao. Of course, Floyd actually turned Manny Pacquiao in an anti-clockwise fashion, which is a little bit different. But Timothy Bradley basically was able to sort of confuse Manny Pacquiao. He was very elusive, he was very defensive and defensively responsible, even though he was tagged considerably more than Floyd Mayweather was tagged. Manny Pacquiao would lunge in a lot of times to land a straight left, and he would just be lunging at air. Also, Timothy Bradley utilized punching on the inside. So once he was on the inside, Manny Pacquiao would lock him up in a clinch. Timothy Bradley would work on Manny Pacquiao's body. The same thing Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually did. Now, Timothy Bradley he just came up from 140 pounds, so he was actually the less strong opponent in that fight, whereas Floyd Mayweather Jr. was taller, longer, and probably the stronger guy in that fight with Manny Pacquiao. But I just wanted to mention that was the difference in the first fight compared to the second fight Timothy Bradley fought Manny Pacquiao with. In the first fight, Timothy Bradley was not as strong. He came on strong in the latter half of the fight, whereas in the second fight, Timothy Bradley was a lot stronger and actually came on strong in the first half of the fight. He ended up fighting more on the inside. He got more on the inside of Manny Pacquiao, and in the later rounds, he fatigued in trying to knock out Manny Pacquiao, and he also fought less smart than he did in the first half of the fight. He wasn't boxing Manny Pacquiao as much, and Manny Pacquiao ended up boxing more than Timothy Bradley, and he ended up having the advantages against Timothy Bradley. So Manny Pacquiao ended up outboxing Timothy Bradley, and in the middle to late rounds, Manny Pacquiao won those, and that's why Manny Pacquiao won the second fight. Now, for those people who said it was a robbery, the first fight was a robbery, that's not true, and we now realize that. It was a much closer fight. I think Timothy Bradley won 8-4, 7-5. In the second fight, Manny Pacquiao won 8-4, 7-5. So basically, the tables just simply turned, and those two guys are matched quite well. They're about the same height, same reach, just like Juan Manuel Marquez. Timothy Bradley is a lot more elusive, a lot more skilled, and that's why I credit Manny Pacquiao very highly for beating Timothy Bradley, an undefeated, very difficult to fight boxer who he beat. And this is just facts, and I'm not even going to try and mess around with it. I give Manny Pacquiao the ultimate respect for beating Timothy Bradley the second time. He definitely did that, but I would wish that a lot of people would give Timothy Bradley the respect he deserves for beating Manny Pacquiao in the first fight, because if people claim it was a robbery and he was run over, as they say, why were they so afraid for Manny Pacquiao to rematch him? They didn't want Manny Pacquiao to rematch him, his fans. So this is the long and short of it. I thought that Timothy Bradley would have won the second fight, but Manny Pacquiao proved me wrong. And from then on in, I became a fan of Manny Pacquiao because I realized he's not all hype. And even though were weight clauses and other things to give him an advantage as the A side, Manny Pacquiao definitely is an excellent boxer. And I wish people would stop trying to denigrate him. Yes, he lunges in, but he has so much speed that he can afford to do that. And it's only against equally quick boxers, excellent boxers, beat Manny Pacquiao, which is why people need to give Timothy Bradley his credit for beating Manny Pacquiao the first time. So that's my breakdown on that. J Deal, I have a video that compares Timothy Bradley and what he did to Manny Pacquiao. Just go look at the video, Checkhooks. Okay. So on that note, you guys keep on sending questions. I like it. I like to answer your questions. I like that you are asking good questions on boxing, and where I can and where I know the answers to those questions, I will love to provide them for you. You guys have a great one.